Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Committee on Appointments and Legislation and Rules, October 6, 2025 at 9:02 a.m. Calling the meeting to order. We have roll call. Gary Small, not here. Ray Gatza.
Here.
Kathy Bright.
Here.
Joe Burnell.
Here.
Tom Walsh.
Here.
And I need a motion to approve remote attendance pursuant to Resolution 23-53 for Joe Osipinski. Bernal is Bright. Reason being, Mr. Osipinski? Work. Okay, all in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
What was that?
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. No citizen comments. We have a motion to approve minutes for last meeting in Committee on Appointment, Legislation, and Rules. Mr. Gatza, second. Ms. Bright. Any questions on said? All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Next, legislation and rules, highway bids, electronic bids, board rule book. We need to change the board rules for the highway department concerning their bid process. That way we I apologize, I didn't have time last week to get the verbiage in that, but the highway department may participate in electronic bids for their regular bid process. Should we have the verbiage for that, or should we do that just before the board meeting?
We can do it either way. I could draw it up before the board meeting if you want to do that. It should be certainly in writing before it's approved. I would say that.
Yeah.
The gist of it would be that the highway department would be allowed to do electronic bidding. The bids would be submitted electronically, but make sure it's done in accordance with the county's code about still competitive bidding, and it would qualify for that.
Okay.
So do you need a motion to move it to electronic
Yeah, well, with the
with the verbiage to come later?
caveat, the verbiage coming from
Yep.
Assistant State's Attorney.
And that would be
Mr.
an
Herman.
option, I would say. Leave it open for them to do regular bidding, depending on projects they have, but
Yeah.
most of the highway projects, I understand, are electronically bid.
They're going that way, yes.
Yeah. And that's the reason for the verbiage of may, not shall. So that.
Correct.
that,
I'd make that motion.
Second, was that second, Ms. Bernal? Or a question? Okay.
I'll second it, but I also have a question. So Pat, shouldn't we have this language in front of us today before we bring it to full board?
You could certainly do that, if you want to see it, yeah, but that would be the gist of it. Based on other meetings, the way the bids for highway department for road projects are going, most of those contractors are bidding on a lot of things, and the custom and practice in that field is do it electronically. It used to be where everybody wanted to be there for the bid when it was opened. Now they understand that this may be the better way to go. The volume may be involved in the engineering aspects of it, the technical aspects of it. Perhaps they're better suited for electronic filing on that. But it seems to be the way things are going in that field anyway.
So will any other departments in the county then, I mean, they'll be able to do this also if we okay this
No, this would just be for the highway department at this point.
at this point? But it could be in the future then.
Sure.
Thank you.
And I thought more of the state was moving that way as well. I thought is why we were being guided that way. I didn't think eventually it would be a choice. So,
You may get
So-
better bids that way. I would say that.
Yeah.
The contractors are going that way.
So should we leave it for leg and rules in November then?
That's up to the committee. they want to see the language, that's certainly fine. But it would have to be, the language will be here by Thursday to see it then.
And it'll be very similar to what you just stated,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. Yep.
But I still think I would feel more comfortable if we see the language here as a committee and then forward it.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Can you do a leg and rules meeting before the full board?
Yeah.
Yeah, already have the highway meeting before the full board. Of course, it wouldn't take much to do this.
Mr. Chairman, I have one more question. Has the highway department, did they send that to us to
Yes.
okay?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
talked
so
to,
we did this, I think, a meeting or two ago. Don brought it
Okay,
before.
yeah.
okay.
I talked to Mr. Ernest, and I think he wanted it in place for, I think, December bids and that, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken.
Sounds correct.
Mr. Chairman, I do have I guess a draft of the 24.0, possible amendment if you want to hear that.
Oh,
That I had worked on. It was, the exception would be, accept highway department bids. All bids are to be sent to the board administrative office, room 245, and shall be approved upon committee meeting. They, accept highway department was added to that section, and would add another paragraph, all highway department bids as required by the above may be submitted through, I have a blank here, there was a safe box.
electronic means,
Yeah, or by other electronic bidding platform chosen by the county engineer. Any such electronic bidding utilized is required to have the bids securely and confidentially received after public notice and open or revealed only after access is granted at an open committee meeting, and the bids received made public at that committee meeting.
is that good?
So what will we sign today then? Nothing?
What he just read.
But that won't be attached with our signatures.
There won't be a signature sheet, it'll just have the resolution and then it's the change in the board will look behind it.
Any other questions?
I'm okay with that.
Motion on the floor. All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Next, we have appointments. First off, we have reappointment to LaSalle County's. Did I? Oh. Oh, yeah. Is that in here somewhere?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's so you change the board will look to include the county.
Yeah, the point was brought up about our rule book in regards to appointments, departmental appointments and that. It was discussed that it's not in our board rule book for a finance director. So the suggestion was from Mr. Adams to add that to our board rule book if we're looking to hire a finance director. Mr. Gatsa?
I thought at one point in time, we talked about that it was in the rule book. I don't have my book on me, but I thought it was in there somewhere mentioning finance director.
On
No, I don't
Rule
think so.
48, it has appointments listed. There's a good 15 of them there, and there's no finance director.
It's the budget.
Right.
Yes.
Under grant applications, page 2, it identifies finance director. I think it's like page 17 of the rule book.
Which one?
Under the rule book, it's under grant administration policy, I think page 2. It identifies finance director. In paragraph 1, the department that obtained the grant will provide the finance director with the information needed to establish project accounts for tracking grant reviews and expenditures.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here in mine. You have page 2, it's, the top I have is consent agenda items. Is that what you have?
No, it's under the grant administration policy.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, we should probably change the board rules to include committees, subcommittees, and boards, et cetera. It'd be, no, not that. That's not it. The appointments in the back, what I have is page 36. Animal Control Administrator Board Review, Central Services, Chief County Assessment Officer, County Engineer, EMA Director, Enforcement Officer, Environmental Services and Land Use Director, Insurance Trust, Human Resources Director, IT Director, Maintenance Director, Medical Director, Nursing Home Administrator, and Parks Manager. We have a motion to add Finance Director to that. Mr. Aubrey.
Just in reference to what Ray had mentioned, if you go through the financial policies portion of the book, you'll see that in quite a few areas, for instance, on line of credit, draws made on the line of credit must be requested by the finance director and approved by the chairman of board and county board. There's credit rating, so throughout the entire booklet, there's notations dealing with the finance director. Just nothing that specifies how we get one.
Yeah, I thought I saw it in there quite a bit.
Yeah. Ms. Brunel?
That language may have been added when Joyce was here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't think we've delineated the difference between the director and the auditor as clearly as we probably need to be after hearing our audits. Their roles, their duties, who reports to, all that. I don't think that's spelled out anywhere as clearly as we probably need it either.
Do I have a motion to add Finance Director on the appointments?
I'd make motion.
Section 47, page 36. Well, I'm assuming that's the same what everybody else has. Well, the section on appointments, I make a motion to approve the addition of Finance Director in that group. By Mr. Gatsa, second.
Craig.
Ms. Bright.
Craig.
Craig?
Do we identify who I report to? Because the appointment should be through the chairman in the finance committee.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should probably change that in the board rules as well. I'm not sure what page that's on right offhand. Any questions on Mr. Traeger?
I don't think we delineate on any of the other positions, except in their job description who they report to. I don't think it's in the board rule book.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it, but
I mean, you can put it in there if you want, I don't care.
I'm
any other
suggesting,
questions?
I was just saying, I'm not suggesting that it goes in the book, but somewhere, I haven't seen where it delineates the difference between the two and the roles they play. It sounded like, quite honestly, when Stephanie stepped in, I think she kind of took on both, is what she did, correct? Because we didn't have the director at the time, if I'm hearing this correctly. So she kind of got it all thrown in her lap. So for her benefit, I would think we should really spell out who's doing what. If we think we have a director that is coming on board someday.
Well, that was the reason for the job description of the finance director, to make sure that
But did we go back with Stephanie's to say we're removing this or removing that so that it's clear to both of them what their roles are? Because right now she's kind of got the whole plate. So I think we need to divide that in half somehow to say, hey, you know what, we're going to help you, but you can focus on this, and we're going to take away this from you, which should help her out.
Well, I think if we hire a finance director, that's going to be a transitional process because of the way we're operating now.
And then the question is, you know, I would think that they would report to the director, but we've got to make sure that we're clear on that as well, as how are we doing that? It sounded by the auditor, like the external auditor, that our auditor would report to the director, and I would think for our stability of the board, we would want that as well, just because the elected officials can come in and go out, where the director would be, I would think, an appointed position, a hired position, and that would be the stability for us with the finance team. So I think somewhere we have to spell that out.
So you're saying that the auditor reports to the finance director?
For sure.
I doubt that's going to fly, because the auditor has certain statutory responsibilities, and the finance director will have nothing to say about what that is.
Is that how it works in the other counties?
It's in the statute.
The auditor, county auditor has certain statutory responsibilities, and no one can take them away or add to them. County board cannot do that. As I understand it, some committee was working on a job description for the finance director. The auditor does have to report to the county board monthly. That same report can be given to the auditor. If the finances of the county are that complicated, and I believe they are, that there, needs some interpretation of those numbers for the board to really grasp them, and it's very complicated.
I think we should lay that out then, what's statutory and what's not, and see what, if it's statutory, we're not going to change it, right? It is what it is.
We can't
So we're not going to fight that, but let's go back and look at the rest of the roles to see, do they align the way we want them to align?
And the list of appointments you have, some of those are controlled by another statute. They have duties prescribed by state law. Other ones don't. Your assessor, your county engineer, they have state statutory obligations. Your animal control officer has some. Parks director, pretty much whatever the county board wants him to do.
Craig. Greg, the finance committee kind of went through the job description already and kind of broke everything up.
Well, the point of this, Ms. Zanicki,
My question is there a job description for the auditor, or is it just by statute
by statute.
that it's spelled out?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Brunel?
I think just by this conversation in the last couple minutes, it needs to be spelled out exactly what we don't know right now
Correct.
in the rule book.
Well, I don't know, to Mr. Traeger's point earlier, I don't know that every role is spelled out in the rule book. I don't know that, but somewhere we should have job descriptions, right? And if this is statutory, if 90% of our job is that way, then we're not going to change anything. I would just like to understand it. And then what does the director do? What's the director doing in the other counties? If they don't report to a director, what's the purpose of the director?
I don't know, Ray, but I think there should be a paragraph at least in here about a finance director.
Oh, I agree. Well, I don't know about a paragraph, but similar to the other duties, or the other roles that we have, however it's spelled out, I would follow that same format. And Chairman said it's not really spelled out, it's just mentioned. And so I don't know that I would go above and beyond, but somewhere I think we need the description very clear of each position. And because, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be compatible, and they're supposed to be really working together to achieve the same goals, but who's checking who or who's doing what is what I'd like to know. And if there is a debate from one to the other, does it go to the chairman? Does it go to the finance committee? What is the process? So I think that needs to be clearly defined.
And Mr. Aubrey?
I would say that everybody should probably read on page 12, 4C, Finance, under the, and it's under the section for the chairperson. It's got specific, for instance, the county board chairperson shall work with the finance committee to prepare annual county budgets. The county board chairperson shall monitor all reports of the county and report to the county board. The county board chairperson shall monitor, review, and recommend to the finance committee all departmental and agency requests. The county board chairperson shall monitor the preparation of financial reports, setting appropriate long-range capital improvements. The chairperson shall monitor all grant applications in order to determine the proper budget. I mean, there's line after line that's specific things, and I can say that as a board member, that I don't think that we've gotten the information to, as the board, to regularly vote the way that we should, confidently. I'm not saying that anything has been done incorrectly, but I do think we need help on processing the information, and that's got nothing to do with the auditor position. She's responsible for the numbers. The responsibility of taking those numbers and assembling them in such a way to make it clear to the county board, I think that is lacking.
Well, and I think also the analyzing, you know, I hear stories about 2018, right? That's when we were probably at our lowest head count in the county. Does 2018 sound like we really were lean back then? And for example, I don't know every department, have we added headcount? Now, I know things have gotten complicated in certain departments with the Safety Act, for example. We've had more FOIAs, we've had more things come toward us. So you're going to add headcount. Things are going to change. But what I don't know is, who made that decision, and was it something that did things go more electronic where we're not doing manual anymore? So did things get more efficient somewhere else? I think somebody needs to analyze all the data. That's, I think, what we're missing, and I think where you're going is I don't think anybody's doing anything wrong, but I don't think we're taking it to the next step if we're really going to look at department by department. And I know sometimes we say they're elected officials and we can't do anything, but you know what? We can still look at their departments and see if they're doing a good job and give them feedback of what we think as a board, whether they're doing a good job or not. And sometimes it's headcount, sometimes it's expenditures. I mean, sometimes you hear, oh, it's in the budget, it's in the budget. How can that much be in the budget? I mean, are we not making tight enough budgets? So that's where I think the analysis part of it comes in with the director to me, because Stephanie's got her hands full. This is a lot of things going on in this county. There's a lot of dollars that flow through here. And I don't know who's really looking at it, just saying, tell me why. Tell me why you added this headcount. Tell me why, we're spending this money. I don't think we're getting into the whys enough, personally. And I think that's where you're going. So, that's where I'm hoping the director does help Stephanie, to give her the time to do that.
Anything else? Motion on the floor to add the finance director to the board rule book. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Next, we have the 2025-2026 tentative full board session schedule. We have a motion to approve. Ms. Bright? Second?
Second.
Mr. Gatsa? All in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Next, we have the appointments, right?
You're good now. Sorry.
That's all right. Reappointment to LaSalle County Zoning Board of Appeals. Whereas the term of Sandy Billard as a member of LaSalle County Zoning Board of Appeals will expire on November 30th, 2025, and whereas Sandy Billard has expressed her interest in being reappointed to LaSalle County Zoning Board of Appeals, and whereas the LaSalle County Board Chairman Donald Jensen has recommended the reappointment of Sandy Billard as a member of the LaSalle County Zoning Board of Appeals. Therefore, be it resolved that the LaSalle County Board hereby reappoints Sandy Billard to the LaSalle County Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term expiring November 30th, 2030. We have a motion to approve.
I'd be proud to make that motion.
Second, Ms. Bright. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor of said motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Whoops. Let's see. Next one's reappointment for IT Director. Whereas the term of John Haig, the LaSalle County IT Director, shall expire on November 30th, 2025, and whereas John Haig has indicated his desire to be reappointed as LaSalle County IT Director, and whereas LaSalle County IT and Central Service Committee and the LaSalle County Committee on Appointment, Legislation and Rules Committee have recommended that John Haig be reappointed as the LaSalle County IT Director as an at-will employee for a 3-year term beginning on December 1st, 2025, and ending on November 30th, 2028. Now therefore be it resolved by LaSalle County Board that John Haig is reappointed as the LaSalle County IT Director as an at-will, Fair Labor Standards exempt employee for a 3-year term from December 1, 2025 to November 30th, 2028, that the compensation for said position be set at the sum set forth below for the period indicated so long as he is still employed by the County of LaSalle at the county's will, December 1, 2025 to November 30th, 2026, $100,000. The annual compensation for each year of the term thereafter shall be determined by and based upon the evaluation of the LaSalle County IT and Central Service Committee and the LaSalle County Salary and Labor Committee. Be it further resolved that in addition to the foregoing compensation, the LaSalle County IT Director shall be provided all benefits afforded other county employees during the term of his employment. Be it further resolved that notwithstanding any of the foregoing provisions of this resolution, the employment of John Haig shall be deemed for all purposes to be employment at will and FLSA exempt, and such employment shall be subject to all existing and future employment policies of LaSalle County, of the County of LaSalle. May I have a motion to approve said resolution? Mr. Walsh, second. Ms. Bright, all in favor, roll call, please. Where's the? There we go. Okay. Ms. Brunel,
Aye.
Mr. Ossipinski,
Aye.
Ms. Bright,
Aye.
Mr. Gatsa,
Aye.
Mr. Walsh,
Aye.
and I, Chairman Jensen, aye as well.
You can breathe again, John.
Okay. Next one's resolution for the reappointment of Central Services Director. Whereas the LaSalle County IT and Central Service Committee and the LaSalle County Committee on Appointment and Legislation and Rules Committee have recommended that Tracy Harcharik be reappointed as LaSalle County Central Service Director as an at-will employee for a 3-year term beginning on December 1st, 2025 and ending on November 30th, 2028. Now therefore be it resolved by the LaSalle County Board that Tracy Harcharik is hereby reappointed as the LaSalle County Central Services Director for a 3-year term beginning on December 1st, 2025, and until November 30th, 2028. That the compensation for said position shall be set at the sum set forth below for the period indicated, so long as she is still employed by the County of LaSalle at the county's will, December 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2026, $63,188. The annual compensation for each year of the term thereafter shall be determined by and based upon evaluation of LaSalle County IT and Central Service Committee and LaSalle County Salary and Labor Committee. Be it further resolved that in addition to the foregoing compensation, the LaSalle County Central Services Director shall be provided all benefits afforded other county employees during the term of her employment. Be it further resolved that notwithstanding any of the foregoing provisions of this resolution, the employment of Tracy Archarick shall be deemed for all purposes to be employment at will and FLSA exempt, and such employment shall be subject to all existing and future employment policies of the County of LaSalle. I have a motion to approve said resolution.
Make motion.
Mr. Gatsa, second. Ms. Brunel. Any questions? Hearing none, sorry. Roll call. Ms. Brunel.
Aye.
Mr. Ossipinski. Ms. Bright.
Aye.
Mr. Gatsa.
Aye.
Mr. Walsh.
Aye.
And I, Chairman Jensen, aye as well. Next, we have a resolution for the reappointment of the EMA Director. Whereas the term of Fred Moore, the LaSalle County EMA Director, shall expire on November 30th, 2025, and whereas LaSalle County Public Safety Committee and the LaSalle County Committee on Appointment and Legislation and Rules Committee have recommended that Fred Moore to be reappointed as LaSalle County EMA Director as an at-will employee for the term beginning on December 1st, 2025, and ending on November 30th, 2028. Now therefore be it resolved by the LaSalle County Board that Fred Moore is hereby reappointed as LaSalle County EMA Director, that the compensation for said position be set at the sum set forth below for the period indicated, so long as he is still employed by the County of LaSalle at the county's will, December 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2026, $75,000. Be it further resolved that in addition to the foregoing compensation, LaSalle County EMA Director shall be provided all benefits afforded other county employees during the term of his employment. Be it further resolved that notwithstanding any of the foregoing provisions of this resolution, the employment of Fred Moore shall be deemed for all purposes to be employment at will and FLSA exempt, and such employment shall be subject to all existing and future employment policies of the County of LaSalle. May I have a motion to approve said resolution?
Make motion.
Mr. Gatsa, second. Ms. Bright. Roll call. Ms. Brunel.
Aye.
Mr. Ossipinski.
Aye.
Ms. Bright.
Aye.
Mr. Gatsa.
Aye.
Mr. Walsh.
Aye.
And I, Chairman Jensen, aye as well. Next, we have a reappointment of the Human Sources Director. Whereas the term of employment for Melissa Pilch, the LaSalle County Human Resources Director, shall expire on November 30th, 2025, and whereas Melissa Pilch has expressed her interest in being reappointed as LaSalle County Human Resources Director, and whereas the LaSalle County Insurance Committee and the LaSalle County Committee on Appointment and Legislation and Rules Committee have recommended that Melissa Pilch be reappointed as the LaSalle County Human Resources Director as an at-will employee for a 3-year term beginning on December 1st, 2025 and ending on November 30th, 2028. Now therefore be it resolved by the LaSalle County Board that Melissa Pilch is hereby reappointed as the LaSalle County Human Resources Director for a 3-year term from December 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2028. That the compensation for said position be set at the sum set forth below for the period indicated, so long as she is still employed by the County of LaSalle at the county's will, December 1st, 2025 to to November 30th, 2026, $102,546.17. The annual compensation for each year of the term thereafter shall be determined by and based upon the evaluation of the LaSalle County Insurance Committee and the LaSalle County Salary and Labor Committee. Be it further resolved that in addition to the foregoing compensation, the LaSalle County Human Resources Director shall be provided all benefits afforded other county employees during the term of her employment. Be it further resolved that notwithstanding any of the foregoing provisions of this resolution, the employment of Melissa Pilch shall be deemed for all purposes to be employment at will and FLSA exempt, and such employment shall be subject to all existing and future employment policies of the County of LaSalle. We have a motion to approve said resolution. Ms. Bright, second. Is there a second?
I'll put it out there. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about this person, so that's why at this point I'm not making a motion.
She's been Human Resources Director ever since you,
I know, and
Been
I don't
elected.
deal with her enough to, I guess, feel comfortable making a motion. I'm just saying that at this point.
is there a problem with the things that have been run?
I'll say not that I'm aware of. I am curious why no one else is making a motion, though.
Pardon?
I am curious why no one else is making a motion.
Yeah, I am too. Because
I
I
just,
wondered if y'all are wanting to take a look and post this job.
I just don't know enough about her. That's all I'm saying. And no, I'm not aware of any issues. I just don't feel like I should be making the motion. Maybe when someone else knows more about her and the position.
Mr. Aubrey?
I'm not a member of this committee, but I can tell you that as far as posting for somebody and hoping that you can find somebody that could do a better job, good luck. Being able to find somebody that is familiar with the different departments, I mean, it's a pretty big job. That
That's
I'm
okay.
surprised there's nobody recommending this reappointment.
Me too.
And Chairman, are you aware of any issues at all?
No.
Then I'll second.
Mr. Traeger, you had a question? No other comments? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Bright?
For your benefit, Ray, I can say that I've been on the Health Insurance Committee since I've been on the board, and so had the opportunity to work with Melissa, and I just feel like she does a very good job. She is so knowledgeable about everything that she is in charge of. I'm also surprised that we're getting this, I'm not sure what the problem is, because every experience I've had with her has been that she knows that job inside and out.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I just don't know her.
Right,
That's
right, I
all.
understand,
I'm,
you
I'm,
know,
I'm very
because-
happy
yeah.
now that I seconded
Yeah.
hearing this.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not aware of any problem. I've always felt like she does an excellent job.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I just don't have the experience.
Pardon? Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Gassa. Liz Bernal?
Is this
Roll
the
call
vote?
Please, yes.
Nay.
Mr. Osipinski?
No.
Ms. Bright?
I
Mr. Gatsa?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh? No. Aye. Chairman Jensen, aye.
Don,
Pardon? Mm-hmm.
Chairman, I am curious, are we able to have discussion at all? But I'm curious why we don't have all ayes.
You want to go into bed? Listen, I don't know if we can
Oh,
speak ill of
Mr.
people lives.
Mr. Osopinski, hold on a second.
All right.
If you get any further discussion, you may want to go into executive.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. We go on executive session?
You can go into executive session and discuss the specific appointments, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Give me a minute too, so I can get the section.
Okay, I need a motion to go in executive session for 5 ILCS 120/2C1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the county, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee to determine its validity.
Make a
Mr.
motion.
Gatsa, second. Ms. Brunel. Mr. Walsh? Go into executive session? Mr. Gatsa?
Yes.
Ms. Bright?
Yes.
Mr. Osopinski?
Yes.
Ms. Brunel?
Aye.
Aye. Chairman Jensen, aye as well.